In this week's episode, we deep dive into Two Girls, One Cup. We chat about how your bird's shite at having hobbies and how Danny is Santa. Welcome to, is that me? To number 39 of the No Rip podcast. I am with the usual daubers, Nathaniel, Bedingfield and Jay Green. How are we, troops?
Hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody.
I'm good, thank you, Evan. I'm good, thanks.
I was actually enjoying that wee vibe before we should have just been recording as soon as we got in here, man.
I know. You're normally this. You're in a very good mood.
Are you insinuating that I'm usually quite grumpy?
At 10 in the morning?
Yes.
When you've not had 3 coffees yet?
I've had 2 coffees already.
Yeah, so
you're doing well.
I'm doing well.
I feel like, the answer to that question is yeah.
And for anyone wondering, hot pumpkin loaf vibes. By the way.
No, don't fucking man.
Hot pumpkin loaf
Don't say that sentence again.
vibes. Absolutely love it.
The most
Fantastic.
Wendy.
Well, it was a
Thinking
coffee
about
shop in the
your
West
life.
End. I need to. I'm like a chameleon.
You're like a wee West End Wendy.
Yeah, wee West End Wendy. We're going to go to Viper after this.
Yeah,
Emma
that's been
Viper.
shut for 10 years.
Ember Viper.
Aye.
Do you know,
Fucking
but it's
hell.
still the joke about like fucking West End. Like it's just we all go to Viper. It's been shut
Viper.
for fucking ages, isn't it?
Viper was actually quite good.
Then
man. I
we'll
liked it.
go planking in Burger King.
Yeah.
What the fuck was that from?
Kevin Bridges.
That's it. Yeah. Planking in.
Just been having trips. We all good.
Good, man. It's good to get back into the fucking ring of podcasts again.
After the episode with DJ Big, best friend Adzi.
Big
DJ
Sexy. That was a good episode. Good to get,
Great
good to
episode,
get him in. Good to get the guests rolling. Good to get back into it. But
Is this swing?
see, in all honesty, right? I'm typically an early riser and whatnot. 5 a.m. getting up, getting at it.
Hustling.
I've been struggling, mate.
Aye.
Have you got sad?
Mr. gets up early.
Well, aye, mate, been struggling. I've been fucking. The softness is real. I've been getting soft.
You do 75 hard again.
I know.
though.
I'm losing that dog. You know that picture when it's like when I say I've got that dog in me, and then it's the old fucking picture of the wee puppy. That's me now. That's how I feel. I feel like a little puppy. I don't know what the fuck's going
The
on.
dog's a corgi.
Yeah, aye.
As long as I've known you, you've been up crack-a-doo.
Ready to fucking go.
ready
I
to
don't know,
go.
man. It might be the whole. This is a new concept to me. This sad thing. I've only just heard about it, and I feel like it's gripping me.
Grip me.
But I
Take in
don't like
vitamin
that.
D.
Huh?
Take vitamin D.
No.
Vitamin D3, take about 8,000 IU a day for the next few months. You'll be,
For the next year.
you'll be sound.
Scotland's dark. Scotland's a dark country.
But what is it?
Genuinely helps so, man.
Go into that a wee bit because I actually don't fully understand.
I
it
was
too
not
much.
prepped for that
No.
question. It's seasonal affective disorder.
Affect right.
Well,
Yeah.
no, is it no called something else? They've changed it now.
Very sad.
I guess seasonal affective depression now. They've termed it.
Oh, really?
Aye.
Basically,
That's strong.
lack of fucking sunlight exposure.
Yeah, pretty much.
Makes you sad.
Yeah. Which majority of fucking people in Scotland are going to deal with. Because guess what? Always
I know, but
cloudy,
see the thing
always
is like,
raining.
as well with like Scotland in particular, people probably suffer from shit like that and they've not got a clue. It just gets to winter, then they just feel a bit fucking off.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean?
There you go. Symptoms of SAD include a persistent low mood, a loss of pleasure or interest in normal everyday activities, irritability, feelings of despair, guilt, worthlessness, fucking hell, sleeping for longer than normal and finding it hard to get up in the morning, craving carbs and gaining weight.
Does it say being a little bitch in there as well?
Difficulty concentrating, decreased sex drive.
Does it say got that dog in the picture of that?
Aye,
dog?
lack of dog.
Like a dog.
A lack of dog.
You don't take ashwagandha, do you?
Nah.
Good.
I'll take
That's the
sweet
biggest
fuck
pile
all.
of
Do you know what I
shit
take?
ever, by
Red
the way.
meat.
Yeah, black coffee.
No,
red
so
meat.
ashwagandha is
coffee.
terrible, man. that ashwagandha causes all that and nobody knows. People are singing it. for the-
Ashwagandha causes that.
Terrible, man. Terrible.
Really?
I was on it for 2 years, right? Felt numb for about fucking 2 years. I was like no 2 years, but 7 months, 8 months. I was like, I don't feel happy. I don't feel sad. Don't feel like it's I just felt weird. Didn't realise, came off that for like 2-3 weeks, came off all supplements for 2-3 weeks. Sorry, pardon me, I didn't. I kept on having to accept that. And went back on it again. And I started feeling that again. Came off it again. Felt back to normal again. And then Andrew Huberman, about 3 months later, came out and done a podcast on
talking about
ashwagandha. He was saying basically it should only be took in extreme cases of stress. Like extreme, where you're going through something very traumatic and stressful. And even then, if you're taking it 3-4 weeks off it for 3 months, people are fucking taking it every day, hammering it, posting it, getting excited about it. I was even like that. I would like swear for it because it's getting traction, it's getting popularity. Shocking.
Do you know what? That's fucking some powerful words there.
Wow.
Do you know what I find about all supplements? I just don't take them. I don't take protein powder. I don't take creatine. I rarely take pre-workout. Just don't take any of the
caffeine,
shit.
bro.
I just fucking drink coffee and the occasional Monster and just fucking get on with it. Do you know what I mean? Like, just get on with it. Just fucking suck it up.
Man
But
up, the lotties.
I have been definitely sleeping longer and finding it a wee bit hard to get up in the morning. And then when I was saying that, and they're like, "Oh, you might have that sad," and then you mentioned that again as well. And I've never even really heard of it. And I don't even, when you hear things like that, you feel like it's kind of sort of made up a wee bit. You're like, that's someone just giving you a term for something that you're potentially just fucking suck up and go.
Do you ever take the D? Do you?
Plenty of times. loads of D every Saturday at Rugby.
So I say you're happy the day. That's fine.
So that's why you're back. And, no, but I think, see, especially if you are kind of feeling that, get involved. Yeah, defos.
Not no harm, right?
See, the thing is,
This is true. No, absolutely. You're right. Well, apparently there was no harm at Ashwagandha fucking 6 months ago. And
Well,
now
I've
you're
been-
saying it's
well,
fucking...
it's
I've
causing
been taking
cancer
the
and
D.
shit.
I know, you're telling me it's going to kill me.
I've been taking D for 4 years now and feeling good.
feeling free.
Feeling free, man. Feeling open.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I think I'm willing to place wagers as well. I think we're only maybe one, max two podcasts away from Evan becoming a dad.
Oh, shit.
Fucking...
Yeah.
Are we looking at it next week?
It'll be it could be any time now.
Anytime now.
Literally.
Max one more podcast before it happens.
Anytime now. We were in... so there was like kind of reduced movements and shit with the baby, which is kind of that happens. Like sometimes the baby, as they get bigger and whatever, they move less. So we were in getting checks and scans and all that. Didn't get out till fucking 1 a.m. and all that nightmare. But fine for the baby. But the doctors were like, oh, no, should probably induce you. Like, just so we're nearly getting induced the other night.
Oh.
And then, but it's our choice. So we're like, nah, because our due date's the 28th, which is
ask.
5 days away. So
That is also the same date my whole car saga should hopefully be over. What a miraculous day
what
that'll
a
be.
fantastic day.
Wow.
Like literally, that would be the biggest day of both of our lives.
I know.
And we'll get into, we can maybe get into my car saga in another episode. But
That'll take a fucking...
I need a 2 hour slot for that
I
one.
know, that could be a special. But I still, like, last week Amanda was at the hospital getting scans and stuff, and I was here. And now she's at the hospital again today getting scans, and I'm here. Commitment to the podcast.
Yeah, it's not you getting scans anyway, so I mean,
You're not getting
fine.
scans.
I'm not-
You're
I don't
You're just
need-
a lawyer.
Exactly. I'll get in the way.
You're getting away. That's it.
100%. We're just like, what do we offer at that point?
Yes.
Nothing. Do you know what I mean? Stress probably for them, but they don't realise that. So give them a bit of time, bit of space. But how are you feeling? I feel like we do talk about this quite a lot, but it's like...
But it's happening. It's
happening.
Like the viewers want to hear it. I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm nervous. I am shitting myself all fucking in the one. Because I just literally, we're going to go. She's going to squeeze out a Wayne.
Do you know who else is going to be shitting herself? Nah, it's...
Is she
were-
electing to have a natural birth? Hopefully, all things going well.
All things going well.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. But
Fair play.
we were actually talking about that. I said, I don't poo myself.
Because, am I right in saying like you're...
I think everything happens.
Yeah.
I think all bodily
You're told
fluids.
to imagine you're kind of doing a poo, right?
Yeah, but I don't know, mate. I've not been...
No,
I've not been pregnant.
I've not been pregnant.
All right.
Nah, but Katie was getting a section from pretty much the
From the get-go.
From the get-go, aye.
Katie's position and all that, wasn't it?
Aye, she was double fucking backwards. What do they call it? Breach? Double breach.
Yeah.
So that's backwards and upside down. I think it's just the total wrong way. Apparently they can try and move it manually. So when the baby's inside you, they try and
So
do all that shit, but-
apparently the baby can be like the wrong way around, and then as it's coming out, it just
Rotate.
naturally goes.
that's they try and. But then if things go wrong, they just
Aye,
fucking
so they
go.
don't want it. Aye, they don't
Do
want
you know how a C-section works?
I don't know if I know, man.
I imagine there's some cutting and then some pulling.
Yeah, but you maybe think there was like one like a cut, and then they know what they do. It's like they cut one layer of skin, and then the next layer of skin, and then they cut like there's like another sack or something. They cut that, and it's like cuts on cuts on cuts, and then boom, you're like there, and it's.
I didn't really know. Yeah, but it makes sense.
Aye, but it's not something.
Do you know what was?
Like you're opening a fucking a box for Amazon.
Cutting a loaf of bread. Do you know what was mad though? I had to inject her with like blood thinners and stuff right into the belly.
Yeah.
And
You'll have to do that after as well, I think.
Oh really?
Yeah, we didn't have to do it before, but we had to do it.
Is this in preparation? Is this what this is?
I don't actually really know why, because it's just that you have to do it. So it was after I had to do it. And you know, after a woman's had a baby, things are a bit looser there, right? She's normally fucking tight wee abs on it. It's a bit looser, so you like try to do it, and you feel like their stomach muscles are so atrophied, I guess is maybe the right word to use, that it's like
good fitness word.
Yeah, it
Good
just feels like it's just it was a pure. I'm not squeamish, but that kind of made me feel. How did it make you feel?
Powerful. I've got the power, bitch. Chib.
Fuck yeah.
Chib. No, it was a bit. I just didn't want to hurt her.
Yeah.
And stuff, but like I was better at it than the nurse, because the nurse had to do it, or the midwife, whoever she is, and midwife, and she left her as a bruises and all that. I was like straight in, out. Like, fine. Sports science, I used to do blood and all that, and I'm a pro.
Pro.
I'm a pro.
Needles and that.
Needles.
I've had that before.
Yeah, it's kind of the same. That was just luck.
I feel that. See, talking about stuff, I feel a wee bit.
Do you feel sick?
I can't sit at peace.
Jaggy bum. Jaggy bum feeling.
See, whenever I see blood on the telly or in real life, my hamstrings go tingly.
On the telly?
Aye.
Just in general.
Don't get that from the
Anytime.
telly.
So see, no, well, see, I say
in person.
maybe not necessarily blood on the TV, but see if it's something like mega
Horrific.
gory, or like see on Twitter and it's like show this sensitive
Aye.
content, and it's like someone's head getting hacked to bits or something. Not that I watch that stuff, and
I do.
like gore videos and stuff. Like, oh,
Do you remember, right?
Tingly hamstrings.
Did you ever watch Two Girls One Cup? Was that too?
Well, I was just about to get another shit. Mind when we'd have been in school, right? And there was those mad websites where it'd be like, you'd find Two Girls, One Cup and all that, and people would watch it. And there was that one guy, one glass. Remember that?
No.
Did you ever watch that one?
no.
I'm aware of both videos. I've never seen.
You never watched them?
I've never seen.
So we used to put up my mates' house, right? Used to just be like, right, what are we watching it today? And then just fucking crank on, usually me, crank on some fucking weird video and be like, here, fucking check this one out. You ever heard of meat spin?
Nah, man.
You ever heard of meat spin?
Yeah.
Shout out meat spin. That thing's still active.
Do you remember? Do you remember Blue Waffle?
Oh, holy fucking shit, man. Do you remember that?
No, I think so.
Google it.
No, I'm not.
I'll do it.
Explain it in detail.
It's
I don't. It's unexplainable, actually. Yeah, this podcast went in the toilet already.
I'll Google it.
It's funny how it just takes a swerve. It's like,
Does it take long
we're gonna
enough?
chat about this, that, and that. And
Aye.
by the way, do you
Does
remember
not
Meat
take
Spin
much.
and Blue Waffle and stuff? It's a fucking blast from the past, man. Like,
why won't it show me?
it's probably
It's actually just show me pictures of blue waffles.
of actual blue waffles.
Aye. Well, how long ago was that a thing?
Fucking mate, high school.
That's in-
Ages
That's in,
ago.
like,
We were in
see
high
the Google page is like 110th page. Go
It was
back to like
fucking
that.
ages
We were
ago.
in high school. Well, me and Jordan were in high school like 15 years ago. Dan, you were in high school.
Oh wow,
35 years ago.
20 fucking years ago.
just under aye.
Aye,
That's wild, by the way.
Absolutely wild.
I'm going to just remove this blue waffle search from my thing. I'm actually not. I don't. Why am I looking that up?
No,
It's 10
exactly.
in the fucking morning. Why did we talk about that?
Mate, it's absolute segue.
Started talking about how Evan's feeling about being a dad, and then before we know it,
And then
we're
we're talking about
blue waffles.
Because we're chatting about gory shit and stabbing and,
Yeah.
and all that
Oh,
stuff.
I get sent something in multiple group chats, and it was about these guys that apparently try to rob some guy's house. Did you see this?
No.
So there's a group of lads trying to rob this guy's house. little did they know, I think they robbed the wrong guy's house, basically. They robbed
Liam Neeson's
nutters,
house.
this nutter's fucking house. Long story short, he basically like gets them to like fucking strip naked in the bath and all that and dance to Christmas songs and shit.
I might have seen this actually.
Aye, fucking wild. This guy, and it's like this guy's fucking, he's like, take your fucking clothes off and all that, and he's like kicking them and all that.
What a
and fucking hitting them.
response to somebody.
Mate, exactly. So it's like 3 guys, and I don't know how many. I think it's just one of him, and he's just like, they're in his bath and all that to Christmas tunes, bollock naked, dancing.
Is he videoing it?
And he's videoing it, and it's in this fucking. It's been circling through group chats. I just got it sent fucking like the other day.
Jesus. Obviously a hard man. A right hard man.
Do you know? I'm not really in. Maybe because people don't like me. I'm not really in many group chats anymore.
No.
Yeah. Like, I remember, see, like fucking you'd be in like 40 group chats.
Yeah.
Group chats used to be fucking. I have a look at the rugby one. And ours. That's the only group chats I'm in.
It's the only ones you need.
My problem is responding. So I just end up before I know it. I just take myself out.
Just take out of it. To be fair, I'm not in.
Everything's on mute.
I'm not in many, and I think that that's a good thing because typically only those sorts of things get fucking sent into them.
Aye, man.
And I could
It's a minefield.
I think
It's a
everybody
minefield.
could be doing with receiving less of those things in their life. Do you know what I mean? So I'm not in that many group chats, but the ones I'm in. Do you know what it is? Do you know who always send the weirdest shit? It's always like
Dads and uncles.
dads, uncles, and cunts with trades.
Aye.
Tradies are the
Guys,
fucking
see if you
worst.
walk outside, you seize one of their phones and you will find the fucking
Smut.
Yeah.
the worst of the worst the internet has to offer.
The smuttiest phones ever.
You're out there in a high vis vest. I guarantee your phone's full of
Yeah,
fucking
it's-
weird shit.
Very accurate.
Innit?
Aye.
Like 110%. And
mad, that,
it's
innit?
always it's the weird dads, uncles, and guys in high vis
And
jackets.
brickies.
Usually the weird dad and uncles.
Aye. And if there's a
doing that.
combination, if the dad uncle is also works outside in a high vis vest, man, you've got the final boss.
Aye, you've got Afghans shooting people in the heat. You
Aye, mad shit. You've got mad shit.
I see.
Anyway,
I feel like that sounds racist, but the people that are
it's all right, Dad. We all know you're racist. So we all know that.
Sorry.
Right, just mildly.
Okay.
Just mildly. Anyway,
It's folk of that generation.
exactly. The boomers. Are you a boomer?
What year would that?
Is he?
I don't know.
I'm 90. Oh, that is
Years old.
millennial.
Oh, right. Anyway, we wanted to talk about a couple of things. One thing we were speaking about the other day, actually.
Yes.
Are you Gen Z then?
I don't have a fucking clue what I am.
We're not talking about that anymore.
Sorry.
You call me names, right?
Sounds like a fucking Dragon Ball Z character.
Yeah, I know.
Gen Z.
We were talking about this the other day. The feeling of guilt. The feeling of the feeling of guilt when you're trying to do stuff, more specifically, whether that be with work, whether that be on yourself. And I think that potentially the feelings of guilt in positions that me or you perhaps find ourselves in, because it's not just us anymore, it's other people.
Mm-hmm.
So talk about that a wee bit.
When were we talking about this?
In
Was it in the
the
wee
wee
gym?
gym.
In the wee gym?
Aye.
I think this obviously applies to like a lot of different like, parts of your life. And actually something I actually like see that like kind of off the back of that conversation, I feel quite guilty quite a lot of the time. Like because I spend a lot of time trying to build a business. Mm-hmm. I spend a lot of time, even more time probably, at rugby. And then I'm quite probably selfish with my own time as well. I like being by myself. I like kind of chilling in that. And it's, I suppose, with little currently unnamed infant baby Middleton child, Petulia.
Still mad. You do have a name. You must do.
We've got a list of names that we don't hate.
Right.
And but with that on the horizon,
There's no positive, mate.
that's not a positive thing. I know.
We don't hate them.
No, we don't hate them. But with her on the horizon, it's kind of made me really rethink a lot of like life's going to be really, really different.
Yeah.
You know, and the people in your life. So obviously, I work to provide. Mm-hmm. Like I don't fucking do 100 hours because I want to. I don't fucking do big massive team meetups and all that shit and all these other things because I want to. I do it because I have to, because I want to provide. But the people in your life can only kind of see that from their lens. They only see you're away all the time. then you've got that kind of, I don't have dad guilt yet because I'm not a dad, but I've got like boyfriend guilt. You know, I've got sports person guilt. And it's tough to manage.
Yeah, you see, I see it appear more and more. I feel like my algorithm's changed a wee bit the past few years. I don't just see fucking half naked things anymore.
CrossFit.
I actually see
I've seen your For You page, it still is half naked.
hi men. It actually
CrossFit.
is. It actually
Topless
is.
guys.
You look at my fucking For You page, you'd think I was a fucking horny lassie. I'm not even joking. But the fuck was I gonna say there?
Sorry.
So I think that with the whole guilt thing, I'm seeing more and more sort of content about guys our age that have kids and all that, and it's about how to be fit and healthy, make as much money as possible, spend as much time with your family as possible, spend as much time with your girlfriend as possible, like with only 24 hours in the day. It's like, how do you do all of those things? And people are coining a lot of jokes about them. So it's not, I take pleasure in knowing it's not just me or you that's going through that. I think everyone is going through different versions of that, whether you have a family or whether you don't, or whether you're starting one. I think that I don't know, juggling and spinning all the plates at once is a real thing for everyone. So I take a little bit of pleasure in knowing that you're not just going through that alone, whereas I think a lot of people do think that sometimes. A lot of people think that their problems are just specific to them, when in actual fact it's very rare that you'll find a problem that only you have ever dealt with, ever.
100%. There's a shared experience with many people. Something that I think, see, with the whole kind of like relationship guilt thing, like, especially if you are kind of in the
It just shows you care, but seeing you actually think about guilt then, it's because you care.
a million %.
There's no guilt, maybe narcissistic. You know?
Yeah,
It's
definitely.
maybe a problem, aye.
Yeah,
a problem.
Like, if you are in especially like the kind of entrepreneurial space, like, it doesn't matter if you're a nail tech or a PT or whatever, like, you and your partner need to be aligned on what the vision is. So like for me, that could be like fucking eventually getting like a nice sandstone house down on the coast, Troon, Greenock or something, having enough wealth so that Amanda doesn't need to work or whatever, right? Kind of loosely pulled that out my arse there. But you both need to be aligned on that vision, very, very clear of why you're doing what you're doing. And then you need to, I suppose you'd need to accept the sacrifice to get there.
Yeah.
The issue is see if there's no communication about that, and then they just think, oh, she's fucking away working all the time, and there's no collective, right, we're both going in the same direction here.
You're both doing that.
Exactly. He's got work. There's resentment there. So that resentment comes from lack of communication.
Yeah.
So you both need to be very crystal clear on, right, this is where we're going, this is why I'm doing that. And I think people need to get better at suffering, enduring.
Yeah.
And not everyone's set up to do that. Not everyone has that character, and that comes from fucking shit that's happened in their life.
Yeah.
I like to think I'm very good at enduring.
Yeah.
That might not be totally a positive. What you do there?
None, mate.
And that might not be like 100% a positive, because I do just get my head down and get on with it.
Yeah.
You guys are probably the same. You just fucking right. Next job, let's go.
I think at the start me and Kate were definitely opposites, where I was more so like, I'm going to do whatever the hell I want, and then she was more like, well, what the fuck, blah blah blah, and then realised that when we both kind of met in the middle of where I kind of like, right, I'll meet you somewhere, there will be some sort of compromise, but fundamentally my main goal and thought and mission is like, this is what I still want to do. So then if someone does become a part of that, like you're going to the same place together, like you were talking about, I think it's when people get together and then they want two completely separate things, and then they're both speaking from their perceptions of the world. So you can't change someone else's. Like I remember seeing a thing that was like, you'll never catch me arguing with someone. And I think it was that Bedros Koulian, is that I don't argue, because when you try and argue with someone, you're trying to bend their perception of reality, and that's almost impossible to do because it's theirs, it's not yours. So like when people are arguing, it's because you're trying to change their mind.
Yeah, you're trying to say I'm right.
You're trying to say I'm right, you're wrong, whereas like that doesn't help anyone. Even if the person is right, even if the person is wrong, like, it doesn't help any of the parties. Now, that's obviously easier said than done.
Yeah.
Love a wee bicker me. Do you know what I mean? I love to try and prove people that I'm right.
Wakes up and go, who the fuck am I arguing with?
It's a work in progress, isn't it? But I think with the whole guilt thing, I think that one thing in my relationship anyway is that I think Katie knows that if I do all the things that I like to do, it then makes me happy. Or it makes me happier, it puts me in a better place. When I'm in a better place, I am then more likely to set aside time for us, do stuff with the family, be more around, or whatever the fucking words they like to use, present, whatever shit. I'll maybe put my phone down a wee bit more often, do you know what I mean? But whereas
I'll maybe acknowledge my family.
if I'm dragged here, there and everywhere and I feel like I'm not getting my things done, it then put me in a stinker of a mood, and then I won't communicate, and then I won't do whatever. Do you know what I mean? So I think that when both parties meet, it's about letting that person be selfish for a little bit, so then they can in turn
Be unselfish.
be unselfish.
Yeah. Do you know, I take my hat off to Amanda because, like, I do appreciate, like, I do loads. I'm always fucking doing shit with you guys. Rugby is a lot. But see, with rugby in particular, like, obviously, like, I do it because it's fun and it's just what I do. See, I would be a worse person if I didn't do that. Just exactly what he's saying. Like, I would be, like, not that my mental health would be fucking terrible, but I would be not a bad person, but wouldn't be the same.
Yeah.
You know, that's like, call it my release, call it fucking whatever it is that I do. Like, that, it might be CrossFit, it might be running for you, actually. If you didn't
More
do that,
definitely running.
take that away from your week. I'm like, where's my purpose here? And I know that's maybe going to change when I have a kid in the next week. Right. In the next
Very
week.
soon.
But I'm saying, because we're kind of joking about this and stuff today. So Amanda's maybe going to get a sweep. And basically, they do this, you know,
I think so.
Yeah,
There's lots of words that
so basically they go in and tickle a membrane that then brings on your natural kind of fucking hormones and shit, so that labour starts. Right, that's kind of maybe happening today, like today or tomorrow. And I was saying to Amanda, yeah, but she's due on Tuesday. Let's just wait till Tuesday. And Amanda said to me, "You just want to play rugby this weekend?" I was like,
Aye.
It's Lindsay. Why wouldn't I want to play rugby this weekend? We'll scud DL next week. It's fine. We'll miss that one.
Exactly.
And that's maybe me being a little bit.
I've only got a few days to be a selfish prick, Amanda. Right? I need to capitalise on it.
See, to be honest, right? If, like, obviously, if Amanda went into labour fucking the day, everything that I was doing would be dropped. I'd be there.
So,
Well, in an iota, in a heartbeat, right? But if I can play, like,
Let the boys play.
let the boys play.
Let the boys play.
But the long and short of that was, if I don't do that sort of stuff, like, it makes me a worse person. Obviously,
Yeah.
What are you doing work wise? Have you decided what you're kind of doing with that? Like, in terms of, like, taking time off, taking time away? Like, what are you?
I'm not going to take. I'm going to probably change the hours that I work, like, to the work around the baby, but it's business as usual.
Yeah.
To be quite honest, yeah, I don't feel the need. Like, I might change that if I'm up doing fucking night feeds and stuff. That might be different, but the way that my business is set up, I don't particularly need to. I don't, like, the way I look at it. I'm not going to be with the baby 24 hours a day. I can, over the course of a full day, probably work for several hours at various points, just doing the things I need to.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm trying to remember what I did. I think I might have just took, like, 2 or 3 weeks just off.
yeah. Do you know? See, also,
Just doing nothing.
I don't want to take time off.
I was like, but this is the thing. I found myself, like,
Working.
yeah, kind of doing bits because it's actually something I enjoy a wee bit. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's something I actually enjoy
structure
doing.
your day.
Yeah. I think the only thing I actually had to do was, like, programming and stuff like that, but I didn't, like, do any of the sessions and stuff like that. I didn't do anything like that. But I think that I just found myself, like, just doing it because I kind of like it. Aye.
100%. Like, see, the thing is as well, like, I'm very, and like you guys probably, just because we're guys, very good at kind of looking at things, like, logistically, just for data, taking emotion out of whatever and all that. And I know, like, that I need to be in the business right now. I can't take 3 weeks off.
Yeah.
Like, there's no emotion, like, do you know what I mean? Whereas, like, Amanda would maybe be more kind of emotionally attached to that whole scenario and all that stuff. Like, I need to take, like, I can't.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
like, it's just one of those things. I need to be there, so I'm going to fucking be there because I want to provide for currently a named cute infant baby Fufu. So
Fufu begins with an F, guys.
Petulia, man.
Begins with an F.
do you know it might actually begin with a
Oh, so I won't say anymore.
my dad's name's Francis.
We won't do it anymore. Is it?
Yeah, Francis Peter Begley Middleton.
God damn.
Jeez, oh man.
God damn. Aye, that is definitely a bit of a mad one. But I think do you ever harbour any of those feelings of guilt? Do you think?
You know, I feel like me and Sarah have got a decent balance with it. And I feel like she's very understanding.
Was it? I thought that was next door.
You probably couldn't hear it. There was like a either a queef or a fart, I don't know. But
Good balance.
You said I've got a good balance.
or I've got it lucky in the
Not
sense.
with plants though.
No, man. Gas full of plants.
It's like fucking botanical gardens, man.
Yeah. Fucking oxygen, my gaff is up. But Sarah used to obviously be business owner. So, and she's been a PT, been an online coach. So for me, it's relatively fucking easy because she gets it.
Yeah.
So I'm very, very, very lucky and in a very fucking fortunate position that when she sees me up to 9, still messaging people and still doing this, she's not like, what you doing? She gets what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So there's no kind of, and she's just great at reading books as well. So I mean, I could be doing anything. She doesn't care. I could be running about the house in the buff and she'd just be sitting in a Kindle. Honestly, fucking God. So I'm lucky in that way. And we spend a lot of time at the weekends together. Do you know what I mean? I go up on a Saturday, I'll go on my long run, and then pretty much when I'm back, we're like, what do I go up to? We'll go away, Brew Dog, we'll go to the West End, we'll go to Shawlands, we'll go for a meal, or go to my ma's. Then Sundays, like, again, as soon as Senna's up, within an hour, we're like, right, what do I go up to? We'll go and do something. So we have a good balance. So we spend a good amount of time together at the weekends. And then through the week, she gets that maybe I'm not really seeing her a lot at night and stuff like that if I'm maybe on my phone or in the morning. Usually, like, well, before she was kind of working a lot more, we would be like, maybe on a Tuesday, like when we'll go to Kelvin Grove a day or we'll go somewhere for a coffee during the week, but it doesn't really happen anymore. But we just make the weekends count, you know what I mean?
I think perspective is a thing that matters as well sometimes, because if you're with someone for a long period of time, like, you set certain standards or certain bars with things. So for people who work for themselves or work at home a lot, like, you're around more. But I could have very easily, without taking the change in career that I've had, like, I could have worked in an office from 9 till 6. That's those are the hours that I used to work, and then I used to train in the morning. So I was up at like 6:30, did the 7 o'clock class, finish at 8, shower, change, go to work, and then I would train at night, or I'd have rugby at night. So then I was like, that could quite easily be my life, and then therefore there's a lot less time.
Yeah.
Than what I currently have now. Whereas, like, that's not the bar that I set when I first came in, if that makes sense. Whereas like, that's very much most of probably the people listening's reality. Like, most of the guys that would be listening, they have fucking jobs that require them to work 40, 45 hours a week. They're maybe outside or outdoors all day, or in an office all day, and then they still want to have time for themselves, so they maybe play fives, or they maybe go to the gym a couple of times a week. So then if those guys have also got kids, like, I understand that the pressure on their end, or the guilt on their end, might be a lot higher than what ours is, potentially. But then it's also a perspective for the female in that instance, to be like, well, that could be me. I could be away and out of the house for 60 hours a week, but I'm actually not. Do you know what I mean? I have a full Tuesday off. Thursday I can come home a little bit earlier. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, there's that I think the communication bit matters there.
Yeah, definitely.
In that regard.
Do you know what I find? And this isn't a blanket statement. This is just from like working with like women predominantly, and just from my own kind of experiences and stuff. I find it that a lot of the time women find it harder, like in relationships and stuff, to like have. I think they find it harder to have loads of hobbies than guys do. I find guys are probably better at being selfish, is basically kind of what I'm saying. I
would agree with that. I can even see that from Katie, 100%. I'm always like, go to the gym, go book a Pilates class, fucking
go do this,
get your nails, go do something, go do
But that comes from a good nature and whatever as well. But see, the thing is as well, I find that also like women can, or girls, or whatever, ladies, can be.
Stop gendering people, you fucking beast.
can like be like maybe resentful of guys going and doing all these things. But on the flip side, and this isn't Amanda, by the way, this is just from what I've kind of seen working with people. But see if they want to go and fucking join a hockey team or a netball team or something, the guy would be like, sound.
Aye.
Like, aye, cool.
Abso-fucking-lutely. Aye.
Yeah, go get a hobby. Go. And I'm not saying the girls don't have, that's not what I'm saying at all. But like just
it goes to nights out as well. Right? Picture this, any guy going on a night out. Where you going? You were out last week, or whenever you were out before. It's remembered to pull that. We talking about? Blah, blah, blah. Who's going? When you back? Blah, blah. Girl, I'm going on a night out. Have fun.
Aye. Enjoy yourself.
That's the extent of it. That's the extent
Do
of
you
it.
want a lift?
Aye. Do you want me to pick you up? Like, buzzing.
yeah.
Class. Like, let's go. Fucking night to myself. Chill. This is all the way about. It's
The
fucking...
difference.
Every time Amanda goes out, that's my excuse to get chips, cheese, and spicy chicken from Baba G's in Kings Park.
That's not going to be happening for a while, mate.
No, I know.
You need to find another way to get that in you,
Well,
son.
don't know. Actually, Katie was... I think Katie was fucking like 3 weeks old or 6 weeks old maybe. And then Katie went out with her pals, night out. And then she was like maybe a month or two old. And then she went on holiday with her pals.
Here we go.
So you might... Who knows, man?
Yeah, but I think that's just an observation that I've made, and it comes.
You're a sexist pig.
I'm a sexist
Sounds
pig.
like it.
Aye, he's an
Sounds
absolute
like it.
fucking sexist pig.
So it's
And we've lost all our female... We used to be predominantly female listeners. Now,
No enemy.
now we've lost them
No
all. Do
enemy.
you know what I mean?
Fuck's sake,
It's
yeah.
fucking... It's appalling.
The truth hurts.
Aye, that leads into the kind of... that leads into the kind of next bit was like escaping. So I kind of spoke about that. I think again we maybe spoke. We basically had this conversation.
Yeah, we're just regurgitating it for the
and
listeners.
Regurgitating it, and I think that one thing I
Your
wanted.
conversations are quite deep. Fucking elbows lighting up.
I know, we just sit in the wee cupboard in the CrossFit gym and cuddle.
Literally, aye, crying, man.
I cried tears for
But escaping. And I think that, again, you could talk about this from men's point of view and women's point of view. And I think they escape in different ways. And they can escape in different ways. Some females potentially could maybe, their escape is like sitting down with a cup of tea watching telly. Whereas for me, I feel like that's such a waste of my time. Do you know what I mean? Like I feel like in order for me to sit down and watch TV, like a TV show, like that has to be a fucking really good TV show that I can get stuck into.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like
guys could be FIFA though, like FIFA and fucking gaming and shit.
Yeah,
Do you know
it
what I
can
mean?
quite easily be that. No, most guys can do that. I mean, for me personally, I'm not throwing that as a blanket statement or whatever. But I think men and women, we don't need to get into the specifics of that. But I think different people can have different versions of what escaping looks like to them. Do you know what I mean? And whether or not you actually need an escape.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think you can be escaping from your life in a sense, but your life doesn't necessarily need to be bad.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like you're just taking yourself to a place where you feel at your best, perhaps. For me, that could be rugby. Could that be escaping? I suppose it could be a form of escapism if you look at it like that. Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, every single week. But my life's not. My life's fucking great.
Exactly.
You know?
But I don't think I don't want to also say that in terms of like if you do any of that, it's bad in any way. I think it can be, but it can also be very, very good.
Yeah.
Because I think I found this
That's
by
healthy.
accident. Yeah, I found this by accident, but I think that if you are someone that is mad busy and you have all these things, you kind of do need to have something that is completely for yourself. And for many people, that can be the gym. But when the gym is like our job, it's kind of hard for that to be the escape sometimes.
That's basically why I was probably a fat gym floor PT for years.
Because you just hated the gym.
Because I was just in pure Jimmy School Bride constantly. But I was doing 40, 50 hours a week, like 6 a.m. to 10 at night. Didn't want to train, hated the gym, hated exercise.
Yeah.
Played rugby, was probably more effective at certain parts of rugby because I was a chonk.
Chonk boy.
Yeah.
110
I
kilo.
was a big
150.
boy. I had 110 kegs. Wow.
At 5'7", that's quite...
At 5 foot, six
impressive,
and a half. Which is still 2 inches taller than both of you. So. There you go.
Yeah, it's a tall boy podcast.
Yeah. But I fucking, Hannah, like, that's just what it was. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think I found that for me, that my kind of wee form of escape is actually like cooking.
Mm-hmm.
Because I find that, see, when I'm fucking pulling shit out of the fridge and chopping it and all that, brain switches. I don't think about anything else.
Yeah.
Flow state.
Ah,
You get into your flow state.
Something happens and I just kind of switch off, and like I don't even like need to get the phone out to like put something on or music on. I just like start just chopping away and just fucking cooking shit, and I just heavy enjoy it.
It just shows you then, like, the escapism doesn't always need to be like a big thing.
Aye.
It can be like, what can you do in the daily?
Smallest wee
They can be like
task.
the escapism, it just
Aye.
takes you away for a wee bit. And then you've probably got the unhealthy escapism, which is like weekends.
Weekends, or whether that be too much telly or fucking
Two or three glasses of wine every night. Fucking
staying up on fucking your
I've
phone
had a
too long.
Because you hear that, I've had a stressful day, need a wine.
Mm-hmm.
Do you really? Is that your way you're going to escape?
Chasing dopamine kind
Aye.
of
Yeah.
shit like that. And I think, see that, like, I think it'd probably be a good point for people to actually just sit and like check in with themselves and be like, right, am I actually running away from something? And if it's your work, is it your partner, is it your family, is it your own internal demons or whatever? And then if you are like actually like running away from all that shit, like, you need to do something about it.
Well, it's like escapism, obviously, should be something that'll bring you happiness, right? So the cooking brings you happiness because you're just focusing on that. Then it goes back to like Ikigai, that Japanese philosophy where they're like, find happiness in the little things every day. And it's like small and little. That's where you kind of take happiness from. Then you know you can always do it. It's always going to be there. It's nothing major and big. It doesn't need to be a big event. That's probably like that's like a healthy way of like finding escapism.
Bit of a side tangent, but kind of somewhat related to finding the happiness in the small things. I've been watching Rick and Morty. Fucking, I mean,
Rick.
Right. I know I've just sat there and said like Pure needs to be like a fucking really good TV show in order for me to get stuck in. I hate sitting there watching TV. I have been watching Rick and Morty, but it's fucking sick, right? It's only 20-minute episodes as well, and I've actually watched a couple of episodes when I've been like fucking on a Concept 2 bike up Pure Gym, just fucking plopped at my phone,
Habit stacking.
crank through a couple of fucking episodes.
Can you show me how you're cycling again, please?
And in one of the episodes, they're in like a different version of reality, and Rick's always like, there's infinite versions of reality that are possible, right? And then basically they zap themselves into a version of they fucked up the world, right? The world's fucking like, everyone's turned into aliens, they're all eating each other, so they leave that one and then come into a new version of reality, but a version of reality where they died doing like a mad experiment. So then fucking Morty's having to like bury his own body, and Morty's like a young boy and he's burying his own body. That's a cartoon. And he's sitting there and he's fucking, and then when he sits back down and then he's like that, and then he sits down, he's looking at his sister on his phone, and he's just like fucking like, what the fuck? Like, in this reality, I actually died. So then he's like beginning to take in the smaller wee bits and pieces. Again, I think that circles back to the whole perspective thing, is like fucking, maybe there is a version of reality where you fucking died, or a version of reality where you lost your legs or something. So like, you should be taking in those smaller things, and you should be fucking looking at things being like, this is actually good.
100%.
Do you know, actually,
100%.
bazillion %.
So Rick and Morty's sick.
It's Rick and Morty's
Rick
sick.
and Morty, mate,
See,
I swear to God, it's actually really
no,
really
I'd
good.
like authentically kind of semi-lived that. So when I was 8, not the aliens and stuff, right?
From a different version of reality.
Fuck,
Yeah,
man.
I'm from Earth, like
Kinda fucking-
442. And
Kind of acid you take.
442.
I nearly died in a car crash when I was 18.
I never knew that.
Right, I don't signpost it in, right?
The fuck?
And so basically, I'm not going to get into the details of it, but I wrapped my car around a tree, right, side on, hit it with such gumption, whatever the words are, force, gusto. The nose and the tail were basically touching, man, and I mean fucking wrapped this thing around it. So passenger side hit, fucking wrapped it around it. Car was fucking welded around this tree, and the only bit that wasn't fucked was where I was sitting.
Because your head obviously so big.
Because my head's
protected.
fucking massive and it's protected me. But I remember, all I really remember about the incident was my pal, who was a fireman at the time, was cutting me out the car, and he was freaking out. It was a small town, like Dunoon. He was freaking out because like, it's me, right? And then I remember being in the helicopter, and then
You say helicopter wheel.
Helicopter.
I remember being in the copter,
The
chopper, and waking up in Southern General.
The fuck, man? I
Right.
did not know that.
So after that, I have been hyper aware of my mortality. Hyper aware. Right, I was actually nearly greeting in the car yesterday because I was worried about getting old. Which is weird, which is another thing. And my brain goes off on wee tangents and stuff. But anyway, the point I'm making is I'm so fucking aware that you could die at any moment.
Mate, 100%. That's mad. I never knew that. And I think that there's been a couple of things that have happened, not directly to me, but to other people, that again shows that it's like, I think as humans, you're literally just a bag of bones and skin that's so fragile. Human bodies are fucking mega fragile, right? We think we're these fucking tough, resilient things. I can do all these things. I can fucking run 60k. I can lift all this weight. Mate, see, at the end of the day, it doesn't take much for it to just fucking disappear, right? Like, I've had fucking now 3 pals that I know of that have fucking basically nearly died or should have died. The statistics were stacked against them that they should have died. Do you know what I mean? Right, with 3 people that I'm very close to, you being one of them, right? I've just found out. So that's wild, isn't it? When you come to think of that, like, it is mad. It is mad.
It's mental, but I'm very, very. And the reason I brought that up as well is finding joy in the little things. I can literally find joy in just sitting outside, making my morning coffee every single day. I know that sounds so fucking wanky, right?
Yeah.
But I love it. But I think a lot of people really
Eating your fucking, is it burnt pumpkin loaf or something?
A pumpkin loaf vibes. Absolute vibes, right? And
there he goes again.
If only you were driving a wee bit faster.
No, but like I find a lot of people like they just want fucking really extravagant things and all that sort of shit. Like, do you know what I mean? And they're not happy unless something's fucking amazing. Give me nice coffee, walk outside. I'm happy as Larry.
I'm good to go. Definitely.
Give me the blues. I'm happy as Larry. Hey, Dana.
I'm knackered, man.
Ali, fuck's sake.
Is that when he gets hit by the bus? I think Ali could have been gone that day.
Could have been, man.
Do you know what I mean? If that bus was driving fucking a wee bit faster. But I think I think it's actually a bit gutting that experiences like that either have to happen to yourself or to others close to you in order for you to actually realise that. And I think that we are potentially lucky in that happened to you at an early stage 18. Where you now have that. And I think I have family, like my brother. Lost someone very extremely close to me, his best friend, when he was young. I've had really good mates that have lost pals that were really, really young. Like, I've seen that happen, and I've seen people that I'm close to have that happen to them, and I've came close to it having happened to me. So I count myself extremely lucky that I haven't. And I don't want to sound like one of those fucking Facebook mods that check in safe when, you know, a fucking terror attacks happened 550 miles away. I don't want to sound like that.
In Morocco.
Yeah. Check and say I'm in fucking Tenerife now, but I've heard there's fucking terror attacks in Morocco.
Checking safe from shit.
Like, I don't want to sound like that, but I think that I'm incredibly lucky that I've gained that perspective because of things that have happened, again, not directly to me, which is fucking mad to think. It really is mad to think. Anyway, on a lighter note,
I've almost came close to
dying.
A few benders.
Yeah, I was going to say consuming too many fucking
Spice.
too many. What are they called again?
Bobies.
Narcotics.
What were my deckies called? The Heisenbergs. Consuming too many Heisenbergs don't count, mate.
Do you know?
Red rock stars.
I mean, to be fair, actually, you were probably closer to death than Evan was in that car.
Oh.
I've seen things.
You said something.
Bro.
You said something. Lessons learned from hard times. I guess we've kind of spoke about that a wee bit.
Aye.
Lessons learned from hard times.
Do you have a lesson?
Well, I've got a bit of a quote from it that came to me in my Ultra the other week. And I was just thinking about the thing, then the quote kind of came off the back of it. But lessons learned through hard times don't protect you from it never happening again. They help you if you go through it again. And that was like...
Say that again?
So... Lessons learned through hard times don't protect you from it never happening again. They help you if you go through it again. So,
right, okay.
Like, I always kind of just, not always thought, but the majority of the time you think you go through something hard, it's like, cool, lessons from it, right, lessons from it protect me. So like they stop me getting back there, like you kind of go on your journey after something happens that was tough, a challenge, whether it be depression, whether it be bad cases, anxiety, whether that be a loss, whether that be financial struggles, you go through something, you come out the other end of it, you've got loads of lessons, you kind of going about a journey, you get over it, all the rest of it, but you're never subject to it happening twice, happening again.
Yeah.
And it's like, what have you took from that first time? You know what I mean? It actually helps you get through it again a lot easier, a lot like without it being as kind of hard on you and stuff like that. And it was just quite like, just kind of a bit of realisation with it all, you know?
That makes a lot of sense. I think I can't remember where I heard this from, but it's like the amount of, if you imagine something happening to you 100 times over, would it be as traumatic if it was the first time? Obviously there's levels to that, but it's like, I'd say for the first, say a rich boy, right? And his daddy takes away his Rolls Royce, right? It's the first
Daddy!
right? That in his life is the worst thing that's ever happened to him at that stage, right?
Yep.
So that's all he knows. Whereas for anyone else, like they fucking had their house repossessed and they're on the streets with their kids, that's the worst thing that's ever happened to them. But if it happened like 100 times over, it would be less traumatic for the posh boy. But that, again, that's the level that he knows.
Perspective in it.
I don't know how this could happen, but if someone get kicked out of their house 100 times and they manage to get back into it 100 times over again,
Unlucky.
You'd count them as being pretty fucking resilient and able to fucking, find shelter, find home and find whatever. So I think if something bad happens to you and you manage to get through it, if you imagine it happening to you 500 times over, how would you handle it?
Exactly, man.
Like,
exactly, you handle it so much
you would just
better.
fucking be able to just get through it and just be
Like, cool, been here before, I know what you do.
let's go. But then on the flip side to that, like, just change what you're fucking doing, man. If it's happening that many times, like, you're not learning from your mistakes.
Aye.
Speaking of learning from mistakes, you're doing 60k again.
I am, man.
I thought you've learned from your mistake.
I've got beef with that root, bro.
Yeah.
Beef with it, man.
So, talk me through that.
So, I really wanted to do something for children, like charities and Christmas and stuff like that this year. And I also wanted to get another event done, another run done. So I thought, why not tie both of them together? So I'm back the 4th and Clyde Canal, where I done the run last year for November, which absolutely fucking broke me in every way, man.
Mad, that was a year ago,
That was a year ago, pretty much, just over. No, just under so far, but when I do it, it'll be just over. It fucking broke me the last time, so I'm like, right, if I'm going to do it, I want to do it again, 60k. I've ran 53k just the other week there. 3 weeks ago, finished it, fucking smile on my face, walking fine. I was like, right, I've got 60 in me. And fucking get a good scalp this time, try and get a good 6 hours.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Try and take 2.5 hours after last time.
Right, that's it. Fuck.
I know. So I'm doing it for Glasgow Spirit of Christmas, who are a charity who help basically kind of kids who suffer hardship and go through poverty, families, helping them with toys, helping them with meals at Christmas dinner and stuff like that. And they've been doing it for 10 years. Last year they helped over 19,000 kids. Amazing. And they've got over 19,000 on the referral list this year that need help, which is mad. They're a charity based in Glasgow. They help Glasgow, South Lanarkshire, North Lanarkshire, all the surrounding areas. So they're doing amazing things. So I running it for them. Hopefully raise a good bit of cash for them, really help out. And it's like put myself through a bit of hard to help people that are going through some hard,
We'll put the links.
Yep.
Links in bio.
That'd be great,
links
guys.
in bio.
Links in description.
Any
for
donations,
for donations.
a quid,
Do
whatever it is.
do you think your body, like injury wise, is better than the last time you done it? Because obviously you totally blew out your
calf. Fucking fucked the calf. But I definitely, it doesn't mean I still don't like have to do it.
Doesn't mean that it won't happen again.
Aye.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Might happen again, boy. That's it. I never rule it out. I just fucking...
I think you're definitely more equipped. You ran an accumulation of 20k probably in prep for a 60k race in 3 weeks notice.
Yep.
Good man. But a shite bag only doing 60. I think they've done that before. I do think it should be more.
I think if it's anything under 100, just
I was going to say, I think, you get fucking hardest geezer running 60 on the daily. But your little run, it's great. It's really good. You're raising money, but I'm totally joking.
The kids are going to thank you.
Yeah, I'm totally joking.
See if I get to 60, I'll get married, am I? So was only going to be 50.
He's just making faces. He's not saying
it was actually 50 because I emailed Glasgow Spirit of Christmas saying I'm going to do a 50 kilometre run. Then after I sent an email, I was like, I can't just do 50, man.
I'll do it. I'll
You've
do
done
it.
six.
I need to go 60 again.
You
So
do
up
the
to
bit.
60.
60's nuts, man. Just think you ran 5 yesterday.
I'm now a runner.
Times that by 10
I could do that.
and then add another one on. And then another one on. Times it by 12.
I could do. Do you know?
Good
So I
man.
had to fucking math that. See how slow my math was? I had to math that out.
I've done 2 5Ks now, 2 official 5Ks.
I think you could do that
Pretty
60k
much.
with him.
Nah, you're no far off, mate.
I've got the lungs for it.
That's another thing. Come out and get a wee bit done. You might have a game right on 16th December. Your season stopped for a bit.
Maybe Zai's, maybe
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 I
I
would
was
ask him.
If for anybody listening, come out and do a 5k, do a 10k, whatever it is. 60k is a long way, man. So
You want some
a
company?
wee bit of company would be great.
Please.
It's a long way.
Aye, no, definitely no. Well, fucking credit to you, man, for doing that.
Cheers,
and I think
brother.
that's a fucking really awesome thing. Do you know what I mean? And the kids need it. So
That's a good way to finish.
yeah, shout,
Charitable as fuck.
shout the kids.
Shout out.
Shout out
children.
Wayne's.
Yeah. Why does Santa not give them presents? It's fucking shite.
He's not real.
Danny's Santa. That's why.
Dan-
I'm
Santa
fucking
Dan.
Santa, you're right.
Danny's Santa. Aye, what cash is out?
Yep, and that was episode 59 of the No Rep podcast. I always fuck this up, and we're 59
Just roll
episodes
with
into
it, brother.
Just keep going.
Do all the things that you know you should be doing. Share the show, fucking comment on it, YouTube, Instagram, share all of us, tag us.
Don't be a hoe.
Don't be a hoe.
Ciao.
Share the show. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.